Hello, welcome to Magic with Melly. This is your tarot reading if you were looking for one. However, I'd like to disclose if you've been stalking my social media to look for something, like to look for mistakes, basically. If you're looking to invalidate me, then my readings will not resonate for you. Like your energy, you're gonna attract your energy, right? So if you're like, her work doesn't work, my work's not gonna work for you. That's just what I'm gonna say there, because I am sick and tired of putting so much work out there only to be stalked and for people to be like not believing in it. My work has to continue to be able to reach those it's supposed to reach. And so have boundaries, okay? Have boundaries. Make sure that you're clicking on and clicking off with readings that do or do not resonate. Do not stay where anything doesn't feel right or feel true. Always affirm that you are spiritually protected from weapons of evil, and evil in general, that they shall not prosper against you. This channeled message is something along the lines of obligation versus responsibility, right? They are often overlapping. However, obligation in my terms is along the lines like responding because you feel like you have to, like a one-sided responsibility. Someone orders you to do such and such or wants you to do such and such. You don't very much want to do such and such, so therefore you feel obligated because it's one-sided. Only one person wants it, right? And it's giving obligation in a relationship. Someone feels obligated to be romantic, and it's giving, if you're not naturally romantic, it's giving not your person. Now, I know that there are people who are it's just naturally not in their character, not something that they often desire, but there does have to be elements of romance in your relationship. Otherwise, it's telling that someone's being used. If the romance is not on in your relationship, it's more likely that someone's being used than not. I did have that disclosure of whether or not it's in your personality. Everyone has different doses of romance, but if it's not there at all, someone's being used is what I'm getting at. You know your situation better than I. Don't shoot the messenger. I am here to just help collective. And so let's get some, I see death card. Oh my goodness. So there's beginnings and endings, okay? That's just I guess a little sneak peek into what's gonna come out for the collective. Beginnings and endings. Something about completing a cycle here. Like something came full circle, or someone learned a concept and now is given the opportunity or challenge to set it in motion. For example, or like it doesn't even have to be like a love lesson, or like it's like something that someone learned, but it could be just an idea and it's coming into fruition. And it might shock you. It might appear unbelievable. Like you may not be able to prove it. something that's going to come to fruition. For example, in my meditations have, that I've come to notice, helped individuals grow their spiritual gifts. And spiritual gifts look like superpowers. They're superhuman things or just superpowers, right? You can access telekinesis and telepathy. You can access time travel in meditation. You can access healing in meditation. And what I'm getting at is, one of my meditations had to do with aiding me in controlling telekinesis, and within the next day or two was a very validating experience about telekinesis. And unless you were there, you wouldn't believe it. And I'm hearing I'm hearing segue into responsibility, because we talked about obligation. I need to talk about responsibility, but Spirit wants you to have responsibility over your spiritual gifts. Like, if you notice a spiritual gift, validate yourself or validate those around you. Like, your responsibility is, like, the key word, it's literally in itself, response ability to respond, right? So responding to your spiritual gifts, that's a good thing. Responding to how you feel, that's a good thing. Response is some sort of feedback to what happened. So that's different, because many think of responsibilities like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. You're confusing obligation with responsibility. And even responsibility, it's not always, it could have the context of good and bad. Obligation generally always has a negative connotation, a negative context, because it's giving one-sided. One-sided, it's not very fun to be in. Responsibility, whether it's good or bad, is up to you. How do you respond? Was it a healthy response? Was it a toxic response? Was it hasty? Did you take your time responding? Someone needs to gauge their levels of responsibility and reassess what responsibility means next to obligation and next to love and such and such and such. Yeah, I hope all that helped. I'm hearing resistance. Maybe getting out of the comfort zone. Resistance may tell you a lot here, okay? Because if they want to, they would. They'll find a way eventually. And if they never do, then trust that they don't want to. I'm hearing the way you ask someone makes someone feels obligated, or like you're pressing someone too much. Like, if it's not happening naturally, it's not going to happen at all. And if it does happen, it's not going to feel very authentic or good. You know, someone's building resentments in their relationships because you're forcing your hand, you're controlling someone too much. You want something out of someone that it's not natural for them, whether it's because it's their personality or because they're just simply not as into you as they say they are, right? Like I said, if the romance isn't on in the relationship in some capacity, in whatever dose is healthy or wanted or needed for you, if you're not receiving any romance at all, someone's probably being used. But also, romance can be used to continue to be used. So just be mindful of that. You have your intuition to help you as it comes to all of your experiences. Your intuition will, especially your feelings, will guide you. However, there could be a lot coming in at once, and sometimes taking a pause and processing it all is also advised. Sometimes your initial feeling is exactly what it is, and you can talk yourself out of that feeling the more time you give it. But sometimes you do need to give things time because you hadn't processed all the details together. Or the detail, maybe there's a missing detail that you still need, so you won't be able to healthily appear or approach in the situation until you have all the information. So some of you just need to go at your own pace. Do you have all the information? Do you need to wait for more information? The Tower card, shoot, I like half the deck and it was the Tower card. Behind it's 8 of Wands. Yeah, don't, if you're unsure, don't move forward. Okay, it's giving like if you have to ask, it's probably a no. Okay, like being in the store and, it looks like they're all sold out. And then you're like, do you have more in the back? It's giving like, if you work retail, you know what that question's like. But anyway, your person wants to be happy and your person wants you to be happy. Happiness is a birthright. So those that are trying to intervene or take away happiness or quote humble you, okay, those people gotta go. Those people are probably part of the blockages in your connection. I'm hearing if you have friends and family that often talk about others when they're not in the room, it's a red flag. Like, the only conversations in that room should be about the people that are in that room. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to talk about mom, hopefully mom's in the room. If you're going to talk about sister, hopefully sister's in the room. And then if you're not, if they're not in the room, then it better be truth, because that shit's going to come back around to you one day. And it's going to hurt. The compounding of, like, say you talk shit about someone. Maybe it was in middle school. Maybe it was in elementary school. Maybe it was high school. Maybe it was when you were an adult. The gravity of the situation gets worse the more time passes. It's like the longer you think you got away with something, the worse it will hit when you didn't get away with it. When karma is like, remember how fucked up you were when you were 10? Well, here's the karma from that after all this time. So say that you're maybe in your 30s or 40s and you're still that shit person that you were when you were 10. The compound of the karma when it hits when you're 30 or 40 or whatever, it's bad. It's bad. And some of you are like, oh, what was me and stuff. And it's giving like, no one has sympathy for you if you were a piece of shit. Like, you deserve the shit you get. Like, you reap what you sow. Okay, and so someone's like, needs to embrace their karma. Be like, yeah, I was a shitty person before. Yeah, I deserved my house going up in flames, or I deserve this. I don't know. Okay, some of you, this actually happened to you. Some of you, it's a matter of, I guess some of you are testing the universe. Like, some of you don't believe karma exists. And it's okay. Like, it's gonna just do its thing, whether you believe it or not. So, hopefully you're not on some sort of deathbed, like, apologizing then. Hopefully you don't, hopefully you learn. Or the people that are in collective that are affected by people like this, I hope that they learn. Wherever the placements are, because of course I'm reading for so many people, so your specific placements might be scattered all over the place. Where one person, it's a problem between like your relationship and your mom, or a problem between your relationship and your siblings, or a problem between your relationship and friends, or just family dramas and all sorts of other things. Whatever your situation is, hopefully you felt seen in this reading. Hopefully I helped you in some sort of way. Hopefully that there's things to take away from and to share. Stay safe throughout the holidays this season. Acknowledge spiritual warfare. Okay, spiritual warfare is it's energetic. It's not obvious that it's occurring. Psychic attack, people acting out of character, that's definitely spiritual warfare. Taking real life situations and twisting details and stuff. There's all sorts of weird stuff happening in collective. And so protect yourself. Stay true to who you are. I'm hearing express fully. Don't hold anything back, because the holding back leaves room for doubt, leaves room for devils and demonish energies to come in, whether it's humans, or energetic or spiritual, whatever it is. Just make sure that you're protecting yourself and you're expressing as fully as possible. Because as I was saying, if you leave any space like where you're holding back, then that leaves room for, maybe someone else to come in, or room for doubt, or there's just room for things that you didn't want to happen. So, and it's like things, you may think you know what you want, but bigger picture here, if things don't go the way that you want, it's because it wasn't supposed to. And yeah, divine timing. It's giving like the good people have been in hermit mode. The good people have not fought back, because good people don't really believe in violence, or they don't really believe in the shitty things that's happening. But it's giving like enough's enough with the spiritual warfare. Like there's so much stuff that we are now trying to undo and fix. And so this reading is giving twin flames. Like there's lots of people who are trying to intervene in the twin flame journey, because the twin flames would definitely help elevate the earth, will definitely help bring an end to spiritual warfare, where the good comes out winning. The twin flame journey, like, it's giving power couple, it's giving life purpose, and spreading that energy across the globe. It's like showing, like leading, like the twin flame, the power couples leading by example. And it's like, but if there's so much intervening, because the other side of the spiritual warfare, dark side of the spiritual warfare, they don't want the twin flames to come together, because whether they are platonic or sexual or romantic or whatever, you know, the twin flame union is just meant to help bring the world to where it's should be, you know, like that elevating, ascending, vibrationally ascending, increasing our spiritual and emotional intelligence, our physical intelligence. And like, we can't get there if we are still in a box, still living in the matrix, still in our ego, still letting the government control us, still letting other people control us, other people intervene, other people seeing what you have and trying to take it. It's like, it's yours. They can't take it unless you let them. And maybe you did for a little while, because the universe needed to bait your enemies. I don't know, something about like, I don't know why hungry hippos is coming out, but like someone collective here had to bait their enemies so that they revealed themselves. And now that they revealed themselves, you can have boundaries. You can know what to do with them. Because I truly believe it's more dangerous to be ignorant and not know than it is to know. You know, like, you don't go out into the wilderness with no skills. Like, you are already equipped with the skills you do need to know, and then you build on those. And so some of collective has been, I'm hearing some of collective is behind because of so much intervening. Like, you're behind because you've been attacked since childhood. Some of my collective has been attacked since childhood. That some talents, spiritual gifts, skills, like, you could have been more developed by now, and you were robbed of that because maybe a parent was jealous, or siblings were jealous, like, or even just friends, people who entered your life and tested you. Like, it's giving like you let them only as a personal loving lesson, because you have your own lessons too, right? Like, we always talk about like, oh, this person done us wrong, like they need to do the work to deserve me, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you have some work to do too. Collective, the message here to end the reading is, the pain that you experience, it was there to teach you. It wasn't there to just exist just to punish you. Your pain wasn't there to punish you. Your pain's there to like grow you. In some instances with some of the collective, it is there to punish you. Like, there was something that is punishable, and it was just catching up to you. In many other realms, it's part of your life purpose here. Like, it's gonna make sense once you sit in your life purpose. Collective, stop microscoping your person so much by being in so many readings about your person, and find that life purpose. It's giving your life purpose will guide you to who you're supposed to be with. Like, it's just gonna happen. You don't have to try. It's giving oh, you know the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson? That book could be significant for you about like, just don't try. If you read that, you know what I mean by don't try. Of the not giving a fuck means giving more than a few fucks. If you know, you know. And I'm going to end the reading here. If it resonated, let me know. If you felt seen in the reading, let me know. If you want a meditation from me or a personal one-on-one reading with me, let me know. You are magical. I am Melly, and I am signing off. This was Magic with Melly. Bye.